back to our channel, Bilingualing. I am Diana, and we're just a bilingual homeschool family doing our thing. All right, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about our homeschool schedule. And I put that in air quotations because we don't really follow a schedule per se. We do more of a, I guess like a rhythm, a routine. And I will explain to you what I'm talking about more in depth. So a little bit of perspective here. Last year was our first year of homeschooling. And I started doing it with the boys. And we started doing it just like straight up school. So I spent a lot of time researching and all this and that. And I made a schedule for them. It was like to the minute. Like from this time to this time, we're going to do this. From this time to this time, we're going to do this. And it was miserable. It was a total failure. And I was thinking that I was just trying to recreate school at home, and it was not fitting the purpose that I had in my mind, and it was not what I had signed up for the kids, because I was doing what I didn't want my kids to go through, I guess you could say that, in public school. So public school is great for some kids. It's not structured for little energetic souls like my kids. So I decided against that, but I was still doing it when I was starting homeschool, because as a former teacher, that's all I know, or that as a current teacher back then, that's what I knew to do. So looking back at that was a total failure. So after learning that that was not working for my kiddos or myself, because we were all miserable, we switched to more of a rhythm or a routine. So that's what we're continuing to do this year. We are very relaxed homeschoolers. I don't really like to stick to a schedule. I guess I'm afraid of commitment, but that's how my brain works, and that's how my kids are. We don't have a strict schedule. We just do things that we just get things done that we have to accomplish. So the first thing that I did was to sit down and think, what are the must-haves that I want my kids to do every day or within the week, whatever works for you. I chose to think about it like daily. So every day I want my kids to get this, and this done. Okay? So the things, I wrote them down here, but the things that I wrote down that were must, no matter what, this is what we're going to have. So every morning, we are going to do some type of exercise. And we started this last year, and they really enjoyed starting their day off like that. So we did a lot of yoga videos. So every morning they would come, they would wake up, and then we would all, or my sister, which she was helping me homeschool them last year, but they would go to the living room and do like a little morning exercise routine or some yoga, just something to get their blood pumping and to start waking up. So that's a must. Also, a read-aloud. Read-alouds are super, super important in every child's life. So it's important to do it at school, and it is very important to do them at home as well. So we are starting every morning with a read-aloud. So while they're eating breakfast, I'm going to be reading a book to them. That could either be like picture books, or we can choose to do a chapter book and read a chapter every day. But that's just a chance for them to be exposed to different characters, different situations, and have like good conversations over the table at breakfast. So that's another must. Also, their daily math lesson and their daily reading lesson for both of the boys. Also, a little activity that's going to be tied into our unit studies. And our unit studies are based on what the kids want to learn about. So we already made a list. The kids want to learn about oceans, storms, cars, bugs. So I'm just going to create a unit study. And I think it's like one unit study will last about a month. So we will just embed in our daily routine a little activity regarding our unit study for that month. And also their catechism class once a week. And maybe we'll do that like Saturday or Sunday. It's not super long, it's super short. So those are the things that are must-haves. And what I do, I don't put them in like a specific order. I don't put them in like a time frame. I just create a list. These are the things that we have to accomplish today. After we accomplish those things, we are done. And I read a lot about how much time you need to spend homeschooling your kids or teaching your kids. And truly, it does not take long. So the public school hour or day, it's kind of like 7-ish hours, right? But they have a lot of things in between. They have recess, they have lunch, they have their specials like computers, art, all that stuff. Transition time, bathroom breaks, and all that stuff. So when we homeschool, a lot of the times we make the mistake of trying to get them to be working for all those hours because that's how much time to spend at school. But truly, you do not need to homeschool for all that time. Usually, it is based on their age. So after doing some research, like for example, I think Aiden is, based on his age, he is into like around 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Abel around 1 to 2 hours. So that's how much time we would spend with their actual work, okay? But think about this. If you're like, oh, that's just a little bit of time to invest in their studies. But you cannot compare teaching a whole group, a class, with teaching one-on-one. And what the homeschool kids are receiving is one-on-one. So when you're working, like when I'm working on a reading lesson with Aiden, I'm just working with him. Nobody else. Not even Abel. It's just me and Aiden. And it's intense. It's intense when you're working with one-on-one because nobody's there to answer for you if the teacher asks a question. Nobody is there to just pretend to pay attention. No, because you are it. You are the student. You have to be engaged. So it is hard work. Even if it's just for a little bit of time, their brain is going. It is working. So don't be misled by the timing of that. So usually whenever I'm working with Aiden, Abel is going to be doing his independent stuff like puzzles, brain breaks, or little interactive journal thing that I'm going to show you later. Just stuff like that. But, and then I'm going to switch. But those are the things that I have that we must complete within our homeschool day. And Fridays, we have a pretty laid back Friday. We're going to do fun Fridays. We will be meeting with a group of other homeschoolers and letting them interact and play with other kids on Fridays. Maybe we could also do like field trips, go to the zoo, go to the museum, depending on what our unit study will be for that month. We will kind of integrate our field trips to fit that unit study on Fridays. Okay, so what I use, sorry, I go and I just start talking and I start rambling, but hopefully this makes sense. So what I'm going to be using is this little chart. It may be backwards, I'm not sure, but it has a child's name, like it has Abel, and then the date. It's in Spanish because we're doing our homeschool in Spanish, but so they'll put down the date right there. And I just left this space blank and it just says activities. And in here, I am going to write a list of the activities that we have to get done that day. So maybe like if we are in math lesson 1, and I could even put the page number if I wanted to, but I would probably just do like math lesson 1, math lesson 2, and so on. So I'll do a bullet list right here with an erasable marker because I chose to laminate this so I could reuse it. And then as I get the kids and I get things accomplished, we can just erase them. And that is a visual for them to see how many more things I have to do and how many more things I need to get done. So then down here, I put in Spanish, it's in Spanish, my favorite moment. because I like some feedback from them. I like to reflect with them and see what worked and what didn't. So right here, maybe they'll write down, like, my favorite part today was the read aloud. Or my favorite part today was going outside for a nature walk or something. And you get to know your kids also whenever you read their little reflections. And it's just a cool thing to see at the end what was their takeaway. Okay, so I have one of these for both of the boys. My toddler will not get one because he's not doing structured anything. He's just gonna come along, tag along, and play and use his little interactive things. All right, so that is what I am doing. I'm going to link this little template in my in the description box. I'm going to link it. You can find it on Etsy and on my Etsy shop, and then you can just download it and use it if you want and edit it, whatever you wish. So to recap, in our homeschool this year, we will not follow a structured schedule. We will be following more of a rhythm, more of a list of tasks to get done, and then we will take those one by one and complete them throughout the day. Now, also make sure that you add in brain breaks, because that's what we're going to be doing. So like after a math lesson, we could do like a little stretch activity, or maybe after all the reading lessons for both of the boys, or a reading lesson for both of the boys, we can do like a little walk to the pond or something like that, you know, like, so add some little brain breaks in there. That way your kids are up and moving around also. So make sure that you do whatever is comfortable for you and your family. Your schedule or your routine does not have to look like anybody else's. It needs to be able to work for you, okay? And remember, learning does not happen from this time to this time. It is a constant thing. It's a constant thing. You can be learning when you're outside. You can be learning when you're in the grocery store. You can be learning, like my boys, they go and work with their dad in the farm, like they're learning that way. They're getting paid for their work, so they're learning to budget and all that stuff. So learning happens everywhere. Don't be stuck in the mindset where it's school from this time to this time. Just make it flow. Just make it flow. So make sure that you do things that work for your family, and hopefully all my rambling made sense, and that this helps you create your own homeschool rhythm or your own homeschool routine. And that is it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, please do so below. Also make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. I have some curriculum videos coming up for you also. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the little bell to receive the notifications. Thank you for tagging along. See you next time.